Most business owners take immense pride in being the go-to person in their business. And after all, you are the best salesperson, you're the lead problem solver, and you're the only one who knows how to handle that really complex thing that comes up. It feels like leadership. It feels like you're the engine that makes everything run. But in the world of business exits, being that engine is a massive liability. If your business depends on you to function, a buyer doesn't see a successful company. They see a very high-risk job. And they aren't going to pay you the multiple you want for a job that they have to work that hard themselves just to figure out. My name is Bill, and I look at businesses every day through a very specific lens, through the buyer's lens. As an active business owner myself, currently running a company, and I've successfully exited a couple of others, I've learned the hard way that the buyer doesn't care about your personality or about your hustle. They care about one thing. Does the money keep flowing when you stop showing up? And I can tell you this, if the answer is no, the deal's dead before it even starts. To understand why this is such a deal killer, you have to look at it through the buyer's lens. As owners, we look at a business and we see income and effort and emotional factors, like how hard we've worked to build the thing. But a buyer looks at a business and just sees the risk and the transferability. And when you're the hub of the business, meaning absolutely every decision flows through you, what the buyer sees is concentrated risk. They think, man, if this owner gets sick or they decide they don't want to consult with me after the transition, does this machine just stop working and does the income dry up? If the answer is yes, they're not buying an asset. They're buying a hole in the organization that they have absolutely no idea how to fill. See, and here's the truth. If they have to hire one or two managers to replace everything that you do, they're going to subtract those salaries directly from your profit before they even begin to calculate your valuation. Your indispensability is literally costing you potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars in exit value. So I want to give you 3 quick tests to see if you've built a transferable asset or just a very expensive job. Test number 1, the phone test. Can you go 48 hours without your phone ringing with a question that only you can answer? I'm talking about technical questions. Where is this kind of questions? What should I tell this client kind of questions? If your team can't solve a problem without checking in with the boss, you haven't built a team. You've built a group of assistants. I can tell you, assistants are hard to sell. Teams are easy to sell. Test number 2, relationship concentration. Do your top 3 clients have your personal cell phone number? And more importantly, when they call, do they expect to talk to you and you only? If your revenue is tied to your personal charisma rather than the company process, the value of the business walks out the door when you do. A buyer wants to know that the customers are loyal to the brand and not to the man. Test number 3, the head-only SOPs. Is the way we do things written down, or is it just a feeling that you and your senior guys have? If it isn't documented, it isn't an asset. It's just a rumor. To a buyer, if it isn't in standard operating procedure form, it doesn't happen reliably. They want to see that they can hire a replacement for you and hand them a manual that actually works. So how do you actually fix all this? Well, it happens in 3 distinct levels. Level 1 is documentation. You have to get the how-to out of your head and onto paper or a computer. If you're quoting a job, record yourself doing it. If you're handling a customer complaint, write down the steps. What you're doing is you're building a library of expertise, of your expertise. Level 2 is decision authority. You have to give your team the right to be wrong. If you jump in every time a minor mistake is made, your team will never learn to think for themselves. You have to move from chief problem solver to chief process designer. Level 3 is the external handoff. This is when you introduce your clients to your team as the experts. So you stop being the face of the delivery and start being the architect of the outcome. When the clients stop asking for you by name, your business value skyrockets. So a quick example. I once saw a profitable trade company doing 7 figures in revenue. The owner was a legend in his community and everybody loved him. But when the buyer really dug in, they realized that the owner was personally quoting every single major job. He was the only one who knew how to eyeball a job and get the margins just right. Well, the buyer walked. And because he didn't have the owner's 30 years of experience, and without that specific owner knowing those specific people, The buyer didn't trust the profit margins. The owner had a great income, but he had zero exit value because he was the secret sauce. You don't want to be the secret sauce. You want to be the person who owns the recipe to the secret sauce. Now, a business that's ready to be sold is a much better business to own. It's more profitable because systems are more efficient than people. It's less stressful because you aren't the bottleneck for every single decision. And most importantly, it gives you the freedom to choose when and how you eventually walk away. Now, I know you may not be ready to sell right now, but it's a good idea to get the process moving. So I want to hear from you in the comments. What's one task that feels impossible for you to delegate right now? Is it sales? Is it technical quoting? Is it hiring? Put it in the comments, and I'll be sure to come back and give you my take on how to start moving that off your plate so you can start building a real asset. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.